Welcome to Conan Exiles. This is a survival game. Survival sandbox, a game which is currently in early access. This is not a finalized product when I start recording this. And with this being a sandbox survival game, I need to play a character. I need to roleplay here, otherwise I get completely and utterly bored of these games. So I have an idea here. With the Ymir patch, as in the Frozen North update, having just been released before I start recording this, I am going to make a Nordheimer, and I will get to my idea and all that once we start playing, but first I'm gonna make the character and talk that through. So obviously you have a whole lot of races to choose from. That doesn't actually change anything other than your looks. And even then you can change the looks to be whatever you want. Religion, well, if you want some starting stuff from certain religion, you pick that particular religion. I'm gonna pick Ymir since it's just added and I am playing a Nordheimer here.
Cut me down, please.
Yeah, not that. Okay, that sounds kind of correct. A little too high pitched. Okay.
Cut me down, please.
I think we're sticking to the strong. What's a good looking face? Well, not good looking, but we'll stick with that. Let's make a just slightly darker skin color. Let's do the whole blonde with blue eyes thing, because why the heck not? I actually like this hairstyle. This actually looks fairly okay. It looks wild and sophisticated enough at the same time. That looks brilliant. Eyebrows some other color than the red. This game needs some non-feminine eyebrows, like in serious fashion. I'm sticking with those. Alright. And don't really need to play around with those. Lots of little details here you can change on the face. I don't really feel like playing around with that. Let's do lighter blue eyes. Also, there is full nudity available in this game, if that is your thing. Since this is going on YouTube, I am not doing anything of the sort. Right. Let's do it like this. Height slider you can obviously just play around with as well. That's fine. And I love the fact that there's always randomize option. That is brilliant. This should be in every game ever. And these things here, as in the reasons you have been exiled, those are randomized for you. It's a shame there should be a list we could, you know, select from. That would be brilliant. I would love that. But unfortunately right now they are indeed free of things which are just thrown in there. Alright.
This land does not love men. Shall I cut you down? It might kill you. It might have been kinder to leave you on the cross. We will meet again.
And here we are. Let's listen to some lore as well.
I am beaten, left to rot among the ruins of the past. There are others here, slaves, bandits and cannibals, exiles from lands I've never heard of. Some of them try to scrape a life from the wasteland, scrabbling in the rocks and sand for their own place. I cannot go on. The life that I left behind haunts me. The sun over the glittering spires of Belverus has forever denied me. The smell of my daughter's hair. I will pass the ghost fence, and this cursed land will finally end me. To whoever reads this note, I leave the last of my water and this message. Stranger, you have my pity. You do not know how cursed you truly are.
Behold, bonded one, the very boundaries of civilization. Beyond the passage of our highways lie the wild places of the world, where untamed savages make endless war upon each other. You cannot pass into the endless wastes enslaved. Your bonding prevents it. Return. Follow the road. Any road. All roads lead to the city.
Alright, so... first of all, note that any advice I will give while playing this... this is not the first time I'm playing the game, however, I've not played it that much. But any advice I will give is subject to change, because this is early access title, things may and will still change. But first of all, always remember to pick up this dang water skin. It's on a it's on the rock nearby where I started. You saw it on there. Pick that up. It helps you survive in this desert. It's not full though, so remember to, you know, actually move. Because as you can see on the left, since this Frozen North update, there is now an environmental effect. I am overheating, that makes me use water faster, and so on. So, yep, wrong key. So, until I can get somewhere here and actually find water to drink, I am going to be losing water, and if I, you know, run out of water, I am gonna die of thirst. Here in the desert. So, something to note. Trying to find some branches to build things. There is one. Need branches early on, later on they are essentially just useful as fuel. But early on you need them for basically everything. Flew away. Yeah, it always flies away, you can't actually do anything with it. Alright, so first things first, before I pick up the next lore piece, I am playing this on the easiest difficulty setting available, that is the civilized difficulty setting. The reasoning behind that, well, if you want to hear a long-winded version of it, go find my channel info video and watch it. Well, as a short, very short version, you can have fun with games at lowest difficulty settings. I believe that, and I am trying to show that off here. As well as the fact that there is a little bit of a stigma within the gaming community is that if you play a game at the lowest difficulty settings, your opinion does not matter of that game. And that is also something I absolutely want to combat, because that is completely false. Now, a little bit more lore.
Gods curse this sandstorm. We were forced to take refuge before the wind scoured the skin from our faces. There is something in the storm. Beasts. We hear the skittering of their paws outside the ruins, and their howls mingled with the screaming winds. The men are scared. I've put them to work crafting rudimentary weapons and torches from the loose stones and rough plants that dot this place. I've yet to meet a beast that liked fire, or the bite of the axe.
Alright, let's make some things. You've seen me picking up various plant fibers. I was mostly picking up plant fibers because that allows me to actually craft something useful, as in armor pieces. Now I have a stone pick, so I have a weapon of sorts. do I have still enough? Yeah, I have enough for something, and then I need to pick up more plants to get one thing, but I do want out of this desert before I die of dehydration. I think that that basically cuts all of the little things I needed to mention at the start. Now I can really focus on the gameplay. So branches are important at the start. And yes, I have a level up to do. I just choose not to do it just yet because I do want to, you know. Right now I am no longer in the area where I am overheating. So now I can take this a little slower. Alright, there is a second level up. And do I have enough plant fiber to also make my shoes? I do. You do get XP out of everything you craft, everything you pick up, so on. And let's eat some insects. I'm gonna put the insects here actually to be able to eat them nice and quick. Drop that, I don't need it. Now mine some stone so I can actually do some things. Just gonna pick up some plant fiber again. I haven't decided at all what I'm gonna do with weapons for this character. I have actually, now as I mentioned that, I instantly got an idea of what I'm doing. Alright. Mine some stone so I can actually craft some weapons. Alright, so where the places am I? I am here. Alright, let's try and not run into anything big and nasty. I would like to make a bed fairly soon, because you need a bed to set up a bind point. Basically, a spot where you respawn when you die. And thing is, if you do not have that set up, you respawn back in the desert. Not all the way down here, but somewhere around here. So I would like to make myself a spawn point somewhere closer by. That would be like beneficial and things. And it's one of those exploded things. Alright. Essentially it's an imp which will run at you and then explode. Alright. So, let's do my level ups while I'm kind of secure here. First of all, I may want to spend a couple points in vitality to get health, and a couple points in encumbrance so I can carry more things. Then let's do recipes. Apprentice craftsman right away, so I can get fiber bedroll and stone hatchet. Also rawhide bedroll and twine. Basically, a lot of things require twine. Unlock that, and then I'm gonna unlock a warrior. I had that idea. Do I want apprentice masonry or survivalist first? Actually, it doesn't matter yet. So I'm gonna take that first. Alright. So now I can, first of all, I can make a fiber bedroll, which is really easy and simple to make. We will do that. Craft 3 twines, and then I can make one. So I have a bedroll. Put it there. And now I can make myself a stone sword, and as you can see right away, this requires 10 twines. So I need a lot more of plant fiber. Hopefully there is nothing aggressive up here before I can make my sword. There's a number of weapons in this game you can make, a number of weapon types, like bows and arrows obviously, spears, swords and so on. Don't be afraid of experimenting, because by the time you have hit maximum level, you will have enough enough materials to, or that not materials, but enough of recipe points to have learned all the recipes. Also remember, you can absolutely craft things while you're moving around. So weapon wise, what I decided, oh, that's a nice and easy level up again. 1 extra point, put that in vitality, get more health. I want skirmisher. So basically I want to, I'm going to dual wield a sword and dagger. There is absolutely no point in doing that right now, so which is why I'm going to do it. Because every time you swing a weapon, if you look at the lightning icon up top in the top left, every time you swing a weapon you lose stamina, that's the lightning icon. If you are using dual wield, as in you have dagger in your offhand, the dagger does less damage than the sword does, but it still consumes stamina. And as you can see, I can punch with my offhand, and it consumes stamina, same as this sword does. So there is really no reason to dual wield at the time, which is why I'm doing that. Daggers are useful, however. Alright. Come here. Let's stay away from it when it explodes. Alright. Wait, it's less threatening. Alright, that's good. Okay, now I have a number of plant fiber. Well, number. Not too much, but I have the bed. Go in the water and click the water skin button on your hotbar, wherever you have it, and it fills the water skin, which is nice. And then you use the activation key to drink water. Absolutely perfect. Now I have full water and everything, and I'm trying eating a little bit of insects. Now comes to finding food. Should not be all that difficult, actually. I am trying to find or look for a shellback nest. Now, admittedly, this is a single player game, as in I am playing this in single player. Here there is an online portion. I've mostly been playing online before I decided to do this thing here on for YouTube as a sort of a let's play. I don't know how long I will play this, probably long enough to experiment with things and look around and so on. And maybe give people some tips on this particular game in the same go, huh? Very, very basic stuff. Alright. Would be nice to find a shellback nest to get some shellback eggs. However, what I could also do is craft myself a hatchet and see about killing a hyena. Oh, that is food. There's a maggot. Fat grub. Eat that. Watch out for crocodiles. Crocodiles are really, really, really nasty. They'll absolutely slaughter you. Of course, at the combat AI in this game is not very, very awesome at the time I am making this. So there is ways to abuse the AI, which I choose not to do, especially here in single player version, since I'm also playing on the easiest possible setting available. Okay, now I'll admit that it's very tempting to make like a house right here or whatnot, especially in multiplayer. I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest using, because right now there is a whole lot of land. This portion here came with the northern expansion and stuff. Personally, I would suggest going like up one of these rivers somewhere around these areas maybe, or even up here, because down here, like let's say beyond this line, north of this line, you start actually finding materials which you need for the endgame stuff. Down here, you only have things like basic stone and whatnot. Like up here, you start finding things like iron and so on. That's what I'm gonna do as well. I'm gonna build a very basic home with a bedroll down here with a campfire so I can cook some food and so on. Then I'm gonna start heading north. Because, screw this southern bat. Let's just make sure I don't... Sentinels are these bag stone statues. And the journal was added in also in last update, in the Frozen North update. There is now like a chapter 1 and stuff. Win a fight and use bad or a bad roll and so on. Then comes chapter 2 and such. It was sort of a journal. And they screwed that up as well. The key where the journal is cannot be rebound. So basically, yeah, you cannot bind that anywhere else. It's not even available in the key binding menu at the time I'm recording this. So yeah, thanks for that, I guess. Also, let's eat some insects since I have a bunch of them in the inventory. Do something with the food. Alright, now I'm seeing a shellback nest. Nice. These creatures, well, the babies are not, well, babies. Anyway, they are not aggressive. The bigger ones, the daddies and mummies, they are if you get too close to them or they see you rifling around in their nest. So look out for that. You know, let's make a very basic setup right here, like with the bed roll and things like that. A little bit of XP, get a little bit of basic base going before I start heading north. Mine some rocks for stone, because as this is a survival game, like most survival games, you actually require a whole lot of materials. Also of note is that try and use different tools on different items, because you start getting different things out of them. For example, when I use a hatchet on trees, I get wood and branches. When I use a pick, I get wood and bark. And bark is needed for certain crafting. So do give it a try on different stuff, because that's actually kind of important for certain gameplay, and it's the only way to get certain items in certain fashion. Just of note. Alright, so I don't want to make big things. I'll just make a very simple little 4-tile home here. Also, when you break a tool, you just click the button or the key associated with its hotkey on your hotbar and it repairs it. If you don't have enough material for full repair, it repairs it well with whatever materials you have. But yeah, that's about that. Let's gather some wood as well, so I have I have some fuel to burn in the campfire, and also I need some more wood for okay, there's a level up. Level ups are nice, because then I can actually learn more recipes. I think I may have enough stone. Yeah. Let's give this a try. First of all, I do wanna spend these. Let's get that 5 vitality. After the first 5 points, it starts costing more. So there is that. Those first 5 points of vitality. What do I want? I want the skirmisher. Unlock that. Then I'll take sandstone stairs. That's why the place is not. Let's make a little bit of a home right here on the water's edge, huh? Let's do an elevated home. Like I said, 4 tiles. I don't want bigger than that. Now, sandstone door frames, or rather, frames. Oh! I put that wrong way around. Something of note, this is wrong way around, let's dismantle it. You dismantle things by looking at something and holding the activation key, and it actually tells you what you are dismantling before underneath the dismantle, so don't dismantle things you don't want to dismantle. Just just of note, you know. There we go. Alright, let's craft a door frame and the stairs. Now, which way would I put the door frame? And nice, I already found an iron stone piece from one of those. No, not that. The door frame, huh? Come on, door frame. Put it there, I think. Put the stairs here. Do I even make a door? Probably. Let's craft those four. I mean, if I am making a proper let's make this proper. I don't like. Eventually, I plan to be entirely in the north and not even bother with the stuff down here. But make a little bit of a small hut here for myself, and I will be happy to have a place I can always, you know, respawn at least put down the bedroll there, and a cooking fire so I can cook some food soon enough. Alright. Now what did I need twines for the door? I think I did, yes. So I need to gather some bushes as well. Plant fiber again. Hopefully you get quite a lot of plant fiber out of these things fairly easily, so where is that? Alright. Alright then. Now, I made only walls with windows in them, and for multiplayer, especially for multiplayer, I should say, you may want to consider that. Like what kind of walls you're doing, because you can climb hostile player or even your own home like so, and you can look through the windows and you can steal things from inside. Something of note. So for multiplayer you may want to do something completely else than these things. Let's craft the ceilings. No, I need one more, huh? We need one more. Constantly running out of stone. Don't wanna carry too much of these basic materials with me once I start heading north, because frankly, there's the fact that I can get some more of it up there as well, easily enough. So don't wanna use this stuff to waste inventory space, so to say, or encumbrance rather than inventory space. Alright, so one more stone ceiling, and then I need to make this door. Make those 10 twines, and always remember that you can indeed walk around and craft at the same time. You just add things to the crafting queue, and you can just very much wander around and craft at the same time. Alright. There is now a door for me to craft, and I have enough for a campfire. Fantastic. Let's put the door in. And you can, looking at the door, I can decide if the door is unlocked, since that means everybody can come in. I can even pick up the door into inventory. Not everything, or rather most things you cannot pick up. But for example, a door you can. Right now the door is locked, so no. If this was multiplayer, only I could be coming into my own home. Wait, what? Where did that one... Did I put that outside? I did, huh? Handle that. Alright, close the door. Alright. Then I'm gonna put a bedroll down here. These fiber bedrolls, same with the rawhide bedrolls. These are really easy to make. And they are not permanent. Essentially, once I spawn in this, it's gone and I have to make a new one. There are proper specific beds which are permanent. But those are an entirely different thing. Use an egg and let's eat that fat grub. Now, I needed to finally make myself a dagger. I need twine and stone for that. Get some more plant fibers. Thankfully plant fibers are easy enough to come by. Just, you know, pick up plants. Lots of plants around, huh, here. And also you keep finding these insects while you're picking plant fibers. Those will help your early hunger very easily. Surprisingly, I'm not seeing any hostile creatures here. That is a little bit surprising. Alright, let's grab those 10 twines and then I need to mine a little bit of stone. Well, I don't necessarily need to mine it, but I probably should mine it. It's easier to, or rather, it's faster to mine it than gather individual stone. There we go. Alright. And now I have a dual wield setup. And with that, I am going to call this an episode. I have set up myself a very basic home, and I have started on my trek to the north and so on. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you folks another time with more Conan Exile.